All right, let's go. Class.
Yes.
All right, all you shiny, happy, wonderful people, thank you for showing up, even if you got here late. I'm glad you're here. We kind of missed you. It's not the same.
I went to sleep at like 9:30 yesterday, and I was like, I'll wake up when I wake up, because like my body will wake me up like after 8 hours. I was expecting to wake up at like 6. I wake up, it's like 8:40, and I'm like, damn.
All right, so 4.1, graphs and of sine and cosine.
So the train was delayed like half an hour.
So, a periodic function is a graph. You guys recognize this? This is the heartbeat. Yeah?
Yeah.
So, it is a wave that continuously keeps going. Right? There is a couple things that you could identify. The length of the wave, so in between the beats here, the strength of it, which would be the amplitude, how far up and how far down that it is. Okay? That's some of the stuff you can identify from here. Periodic function, okay, looks like this. This looks like a hot mess. This is worse than what it actually is, so don't worry about that. All right, circumference of circle, 2 pi. I don't know why it did this. It did this last year too. It doesn't like the pi's. But down here, it doesn't have a problem with the pi's.
2 question mark?
Yeah, I know, it's weird, right?
So that just pi down? Without that?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Anyway, all right. All this right here is like super confusing. It's going to make more sense later on. Increasing, decreasing. It will make sense later on. This is what a sine function looks like. See this right here? It's a wave. Yes? Good. Now, range. Range is the y values. How low does it go? -1. How high does it go? +1, right? So from -1 to 1, that's my range. Domain is my x values. Since this is a wave, it just keeps going. So the domain is all the x values. So it just is continuous. So the domain actually might change if there's restrictions on something. And we'll get into that later on. Does this kind of make sense or nonsense still? Okay, good. All right. All right, graphs continuous over the domain from -infinity to infinity. X intercepts are formula and pi. Don't worry about that. Its period is 2 pi. Period is 2 pi. So that means the period is from start to finish. How long is one wave? That's what a period is. One wave. Okay, start to finish. And it's going to be 2 pi. So if we think about 2 pi, isn't that the same as the unit circle? One whole unit circle is 2 pi, right? Does that make sense? Nonsense? Okay. Are you Googling it? Yes, you. I don't know, because I know that wasn't a cell phone in your hand, right? That was weird, right?
You got a haircut?
Okay, yes, look for the calculator. All right. Okay, same thing goes for the cosine. How low? From -1. How high? +1. That's the range, which is my y values. My domain is from -infinity to +infinity, left and right. And the only thing is the starting place that is different. Now, if you could, take out your unit circle, please. Now, go to where the unit circle starts, over at 0 pi. Now, put your finger on it. 0, where it starts. Okay? Now, cosine is my x value, isn't it?
Yes.
So what is the x value where it starts? It starts at 1, right? It starts at 1. Now let's go back to the sine wave. Sine, which is my y value, at 0. Sine at 0.
Yes.
At 0, right there. What does sine start at? The y value right there, what is it?
0.
0. So the sine wave starts at 0. Now, does that actually start to make a little sense of what we're doing there?
Yes.
Okay. So you will be using the unit circle for this too. Graph is continuous over the entire domain from negative infinity to infinity. The period for a cosine wave is 2 pi. So sine and cosine are almost exactly the same, just they start at different places. Graph, okay. I don't know if I want to do this. Why not? Let's do it. So we have x values here. And we're going to plug in some values. So y equals 2 sine x and y equals sine x. So let's see, do I have another page here? No, I don't. Okay, insert page blank after current. And let me change colors for this one, make this one a little bit better. Y equals just sine x. So there's some values. There's some values that we're plugging in. So this will probably make it a little bit easier to do this way. So my x's that I had was pi over 2, right?
Yes.
What was the next one?
Yes.
Pi? The next one is?
3 pi over 2.
Next one is? Was that the last one?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So now we are going to use that unit circle. Now, using a unit circle, I'm going to look, so I'm using the red one now. So this is the y values here. Okay. What is sine at pi over 2? So put your finger on pi over 2. Okay, sine is which value? The y value, right? Sine is the y value.
Yes.
So this is 2 times, what is my sine value there? 1. 2 times 1 is?
2.
There we go. Now the next one is going to be 2. Now my next one's at pi. Now put your finger at pi. Put your finger on pi. There you go. Sine is what value at pi?
0.
2 times 0?
2.
The next one is going to be 3 pi over 2. Put your finger on 3 pi over 2. Now, the y value, what's the y value there? Negative 1. So 2 times negative 1? Negative 2. And my last one is 2 times, all right, so 2 pi. Go all the way to 2 pi. Put your finger on 2 pi. There it is. And the y value at 2 pi is 0. Which gives me 0, right?
Yes.
There we go. We just filled in the graph by building a table.
What's that last column for?
What do you think it is?
I don't know. Oh. Crazy.
There, it's in blue now. All right, so now for this one, the blue one that we have, for sine x,
Just gonna be the y value.
just the y values, right? So let's do, so what is sine at x?
1. Or no, sine and
pi over 2,
1.
right? So we're going around the circle now.
Yeah.
So at pi over 2, this one's only asking for sine, right? So pi over 2, put your finger on pi over 2. And what is the y value at pi over 2? 1. All right, now we'll keep going around the circle. Go to pi. Put your finger on pi. All the way to the left. And what is the y value right there? 0. Yes? Is everyone following?
Yes.
You need one?
What?
Is that? Do you have your unit circle? You sure? You good? Okay, your hand was up, so I had to. Okay, good stretch. I hate it when you stretch and you're like, it's one of those like really good stretches that your eyes start watering. You're like, yeah.
The stretches where you start having seizures and you think you're gonna die.
Dude, seriously, what is wrong with you?
What?
Dying from having a stretch.
Yeah, he was
I'll spin.
perfectly
I'll
possible.
spin.
You just start tweaking
I'll
his
spin.
head.
That's real.
How often do you stretch and have a
In the
seizure?
morning.
Like every time.
Every morning. Every time you wake up.
You ever be like,
What? Whoa. Hold on.
You
Yeah.
ever get a
World
stretch?
War
You ever
II,
stretch
yeah.
like
Like a
when you
dog.
stretch, you go like, and then like,
Feel like
Start
you're-
twitching or something?
Yeah. You think you're gonna die?
It's like a dog.
Or you
The dog
shake.
wakes up and they're like that.
That ain't right.
They're like,
That is right.
it is right.
Pacho, I don't think you're stretching good enough. Just
Okay,
stretching
the
for
whole
real.
Caesar part, okay, I get that, but the part where he's trying to explain like that stretch,
Oh,
it's crazy.
wow. All right.
That's real. I'll
Right.
spin. That's real.
Okay, let's go back to some math. All right. So put your finger on 3 pi over 2. All the way down to the bottom, right? Slide it all the way down. What is the y value?
Negative 1.
-1. And now put your finger on 2 pi.
It's 0.
Okay, and that's all the way to the right, and it's going to give me 0. So that's how we go through and find all these. Is that pretty easy?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, good. And when we do it, our graph is going to come out something like this.
Oh.
Because my points right here, I did them backwards. The
By
red,
the way,
blue
they-
backwards.
they
Dang it, that
intersect.
sucks. Anyway, so this one here,
Intercepts.
pi over 2 went up to 2, 0, -2, and 0. Same going backwards. Since it is a wave, you can go backwards on the wave too. You don't only have to go forward. And so if you notice, the pattern just keeps going. The pattern just keeps going. So all you have to do is over here, going up, and then back down. All right. Make sense or no?
Good.
Okay. So the way I'm going to teach you guys how to do this is by breaking it up into quarters. And then each one of those quarters, it's going to give you one of these points. And all your job is going to be is to draw the line in between. ¿Está muy bien? Sí. All right, good. All right, amplitude of a periodic function and blah, 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 blah. All right, so now think of it like this. Amplitude is how high and how low it goes from the baseline. Here's the example. My baseline here is the x-axis. How high does that go? You can see, don't shrug your shoulders at me. It goes up too, right?
Yeah.
And so then it also goes down
Dude.
because it is a wave. It is symmetrical. So it goes up and down the same amount. So my amplitude is going to go up too. But it's a positive, isn't it? It's a positive number. So it's the number that's in front of the sine or cosine here is the amplitude. Come on now. Don't. All right. So amplitude. All right. So it's going to look like this. A sine of x or a cosine of x. Now, a couple things. They say A is the absolute value of A, the amplitude, because I don't mind like this. but I prefer telling me if it's a positive or negative, because that will also give you direction. Because if it's a negative 2, the amplitude would be just 2, but then I'm telling you now, if you were to write the amplitude, that means it's going down 2. So it's starting like that. So yeah, you don't have to do the absolute value is what I'm saying. Now, this next one. We're going to do this one here. And this one's going to be y equals sine 2x. All right, y equals sine 2x. Insert page. So, built the same table. Pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, and 2 pi. Now, I'm going to make you do some math. But fractions are your friend, not food, okay? So, let's see. So it's going to look like this. Sine of 2 times my x value. What is my x value? Pi over 2? So we're going to do math first. Order of operations. So I'm going to do on the inside first. All right, you ready? You have half a pizza, right? I have half a pizza pie. See what I did there?
Yeah.
Okay, so, but I'm going to give you 2 halves of that pizza pie. How much pizza pie do I have? 1, right?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you have 2 times 1/2, that's going to give you 1.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen to this 2 that's multiplying here, and on the bottom it's dividing? So that's going to cancel. So you're left with what number? 1 what?
Pi.
1 pi. Very good. 1 pizza pie. Right? You got to say it like that with your hands. Pizza pie. All right, so now, okay, take your finger out your nose. Okay? Now, where are we going to put the finger on the unit circle?
Pi.
At pi. Go put it on pi. And now I'm looking for sine, right?
Yes.
What is the sine value at pi?
0.
Pi over 2?
Pi over
Because
2,
you said
right?
pi.
190?
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you made a mistake.
No, I did not. You did, because you don't know if you have 2
No, you said put your
times
finger on.
half. 2 times half. You're right, I did.
Yeah.
Because I didn't make a mistake.
Yeah.
2. See the right here? That says 2 times x. What is my x? What is 2 times pi over 2? Dude. Oh, so like seriously, like right there, I heard that Windows sound, then all of a sudden like the reboot sound.
Bubba, yeah, I got you.
Okay, so there's 2.
Uh-huh.
There's 2 of them, right?
Yes, there are
There are 2
Uh-huh.
half of pizza pie, which is going to give you 1 pi.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so 1 pi, right?
It's been happening right now.
You had 1 pi.
Yeah.
So by those 2's cancel, what was left? Just pi,
Pi.
right?
Yeah.
Just pi. So I go over there. I'm like, hey. Now what's that going to give me?
0.
Good.
Oh my god.
Oh. Yeah.
Make sense now?
Uh-huh.
Now let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. So it's going to be the sine of 2 times
Pi.
pi. All right.
times 2 pi. Yeah.
So this one, I don't have to, like, do I have to do the pizza pie? Okay, we're good,
Yeah,
right?
you're good.
Okay, so 2 times pi is
2 pi.
2 pi, right? 2 pi. So, what is 2 pi?
Sine.
Sine
Sine of 2 pi is
1.
0. Put your finger on 2 pi. All the way to the right,
0.
0.
This is what 11 hours of uninterrupted sleep does.
What?
Was it 11 or was it 12? I think it was like 12 uninterrupted hours of sleep.
Okay, anyway. All right,
Yeah,
okay.
sleep about
Let,
like
hey,
9.
let's try this again, all right?
So it's like
So
11.
sine of 2 times, my next one is 3 pi over 2.
So it's like a pattern?
There is a pattern, but I'm multiplying by 2, but that 3 pi over 2, the 2 on the bottom is doing what to my math? It is going to cancel, but I'm dividing. So think of it like this. I have 3 pizza pies divided by 2 people. How much pizza pie do you get?
The Italian community is going
One.
to massacre you.
1.5, right? 1.5, because you got 3. Wait, no, wrong one. Sorry. Okay, so there's 3 pizza pies
Yeah.
divided by 2 people, right?
Yeah.
Each one gets
1.5.
1.5 pies.
Yeah.
But guess what? We're going to do that twice. Because we're going to go down to Bernardo's, and then we're going to go over to, I don't know, Little Caesars, I guess. I don't even know. What's another pizza place around here that's actually like that?
That's actually decent.
Huh?
Boros is good.
Rosati's. We'll go to Rosati's. Hey, forget about it. Anyway, but we're going to 2 different places, and in each place you get how much?
1.5.
Hold on, are you trying
1.5,
to
right?
Are you trying to do New York or are you Italian?
I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, I have no clue what I'm doing. So, what's happening to the 2 that's multiplying on the outside?
Canceling them.
Thank you. And I'm left with 3 pi.
It's because we have an Italian exchange student here. If he was here, he would be so disgusted.
No, I did the same thing. I've had the Italian exchange students in here, and it's funny.
And it's funny.
Yeah, it's funny because he did do this. Like he got so mad because we couldn't understand what he was saying. He's like, it's the B! It's the B! What are you talking about?
Shout out
It's the
to-
B! You say the B!
Shout out to
Because
the
over there,
Italians.
hey, over there, actually, apparently only in America do we call it pie.
Wow.
It's called pizza.
No, it's P.
P.
B.
Yes, P-I is
P.I.
P.
Oh! I thought you were talking about pizza. I was about to be like, what?
I know, but it took so long
P.
for everyone to understand, be like, yeah, it's the P.
Man, I love P.
Yeah, but
I'm talking about pie.
see this symbol right here? This symbol right here,
P.
that's spelled P-I.
Pie.
We call it pi, but over there they call it P.
Well, it just has to do with like how do you
Why can't they
enunciate
just say
things.
it just normal? Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're the ones who use miles instead of kilometers, so that's kind of on
Right.
us.
Pie, okay.
We call it pi because that's how we say it here. Over there they call it B.
Well, that's an E. Right, well, there's no E, but there should be. Well,
But still, anyway.
that makes sense.
But yes,
I mean,
he got so mad. I loved
They're
it.
technically right, because if we were to say like the I, like I, it would be like Denai instead of Denny, so.
Yeah. Anyway, wow.
Stop.
Anyway, all right. So we're over here. So where's 1 pi? Now put 1 pi. Take your finger out your nose. Put on 1 pi. All the way over to the. It should all the way to the left, right?
Yeah.
All the way to the left. Now we're going around the circle. Now we're going around the circle. Now trace around the circle over to 2 pi. Trace it over to 2 pi. All the way around the edge. Around the edge. Down, 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 down. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going, keep going, and stop. There's 2 pi. And now, the next one, we're going to go to 3 pi. So now, trace it around to the circle, 1 more pi. Bam! Keep going, keep going, keep going. Yes. There's 3 pi, right? There's 3 pi. What is my y value at 3 pi?
-1. Or 0.
Okay?
So it's,
It is
that's
good.
how it works? So like,
It's gonna look like this because I'm gonna add some more values here in a moment.
Oh, it's-
I'm trying to get you guys to understand that it's gonna keep going around the circle. All right, so my last one's gonna be sine of.
What?
I have more space.
All right,
Oh Lord.
how many pi do we have?
I don't even know this program.
Four?
Oh wait. Oh no. I thought this was a whole different equation.
4 pi.
Yeah,
Oh,
four.
that's right.
I thought this was a whole different.
2
equation.
times 2 is
4.
4 pi. So
Yeah.
now where were we at 3 pi? Put your finger on it.
Oh, you have to do one more pi.
1 more pi. So trace all the way around over to 4 pi. What is my y value?
0.
0.
All this just to get 4 zeros.
Right.
Okay, but because if you notice what's happening, it's going twice as fast as my last one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why I'm changing this. I'm going to add a couple more values here.
Oh Lord. Chill.
I'm going to add a couple more values here. So, pi over 4. So watch this. I'm going to do the math. So now it's going to be sine at 2 times pi over 4. So again, we're going to do some math. We're going to do a little bit of fractions because fractions are your friends, not food, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so ready? So all you people watching at home,
All the Italians who make fun of. For saying it pi, not p.
Come on, my pizza.
Oh Lord.
Much of them also.
all right, for this analogy, I have quarters in my hand. All right, pi over 4 is how much of a pi? It's a quarter, right?
Yeah.
I have 1/4 right there, right? But I'm multiplying that by 2, right? So I have 2 quarters there.
Yes.
And how much of a pi is that going to be? It's half a pi. So if I have 2 times 1/4, that will reduce the fraction
To have a pi.
to half a pi. Now, unit circle, go find pi over 2. Where's pi over 2? Put your finger on pi over 2. All the way up, right? Up
Yeah.
at the top. Pi over 2. And we're looking for sine. Sine is the y value. What is the y value there?
1.
1.
There we go.
Yes.
Next one is sine 2 times 3 pi over 4.
Yes.
So now, I have 3/4, right?
Yes.
I have 3/4. 3/4 of pi. But I have that twice, don't I? So, what's that going to give me? How many quarters do I have? 6 quarters, right? I have it twice, so I have 6 quarters. Does 6 quarters reduce? Yes, it does. 6 over 4 reduces by a factor 2, right? So what is that going to give me? 3 over 2, right?
What is that?
Where it's... So this is... crap. So it's going to be 3 pi over 2 after I reduce. Because I'm reducing by a factor 2, put your finger on 3 pi over 2. Straight down. Straight down. 3 pi over 2. And I'm looking for which value? The y value, which is going to give you -1. Hopefully you guys actually feel pretty good about this, right? I'm not going to make you guys do any of the homework yet. But we will pick this up again tomorrow. So, other than that, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification button and support my channel. Buy something from my merch store.